Everyone has had times when their anger flares up like a fire in their mind and takes away all feeling of peace. Anger not only hurts other people, but it also kills us by making us lose control and taking away our peace and joy. But have you ever thought about whether there is a way to completely control your anger so that it doesn't run your life? Stoicism is a way of thinking that has timeless ideas that can help us deal with and even get rid of anger. Stoicism is not only a way of life, it's also the key to inner peace because it teaches us how to deal with problems in a calm and wise way. I will teach you useful lessons from this philosophy in this movie. These lessons will help you never worry about being angry again. Check it out and learn how powerful Stoicism can be. You can only master your mind and feelings if you know how they really work. And trust me, once you understand these ideas, your anger will no longer be in charge. First, the bad things that anger can do. Anger is very hot and strong. Everything around it will be burned once it starts to burn. Not only does it ruin relationships, but it also hurts the person who has it greatly. People who are angry often think they are privileged, but they lose themselves in the process. Horace, a Roman author, once said that anger is a short-term mind state. When we're angry, we lose our minds and become blinded by our worst feelings. Decisions we make in anger often have long-lasting consequences. Ask yourself, when you were angry, have you ever felt satisfied? Or, what about the other way around? Does sadness and regret weigh you down? In a heated moment, we might yell at people we care about and hurt them over small things. After the anger goes away, we realize that we could have fixed the problem without getting so angry. Stoics say that anger is not an outside enemy, but an enemy inside us. It's not things that bother us, Archimedes told us, but how we think about them. The world is out of our hands, but we can choose how to respond to it. We can either become slaves to our anger or stay free in the peace of our minds, depending on how we choose to see things. Not only does anger hurt our minds, it also does a lot of damage to our bodies. A lot of research has shown that people who are angry a lot are more likely to get heart disease, high blood pressure, and long-term worry. In real life, when we lose our temper, for example, our breathing gets heavy, our heart beats fast, and our body goes into a state of high stress. Is getting angry really worth giving up our health and happiness in the long run? The teachings of Jesus Christ and the Stoic thought both teach us how to forgive and get along with others. He once said, if someone hits you on the right cheek, turn the other cheek over as well. This is not a sign of weakness. It's the best example of how to control your emotions. Being able to forgive and stay cool when someone insults or hurts us is not for their benefit, but to protect ourselves from the harm that anger causes. When we forgive, we set other people free, but we also set ourselves free from the chains of hate. Take a moment to think, what good does your anger really do? Or is it a double-edged sword that hurts you and those around you? Learn to handle your anger instead of having it handle you. The way to true freedom is through peace, patience, and kindness. The Stoics have already shown us this way. 2. Self-reflection. Self-reflection is an important part of Stoic thought for finding peace and controlling your feelings, especially anger. It's not enough to just look at yourself. Self-reflection is a deep process of exploring the mind, looking at thoughts, and judging one's behaviors all the time. We can free ourselves from negative feelings and build a strong foundation for inner peace by facing ourselves honestly and without avoiding the truth. Self-reflection is like looking at yourself in a mirror, but instead of seeing how you look, we see how you feel. Why am I angry? Should be the first thing we ask ourselves when we're angry. Is this anger really caused by a wrong, or is it just my ego trying to get its way? These questions help us calm down and force us to face the real reason for our anger. When we think about ourselves, we see that being angry doesn't make us better. Putting it off only makes us less smart and farther from peace. Think about a real-life event. Would you get mad if someone hurt you or spoke badly about you? As you might expect, the human response is anger. But what if you could stop and ask yourself, how does this really make me feel? Can I make things different? When we think about what made us angry, we often realize that it wasn't worth letting our feelings get so hurt. Self-reflection is also very important in the current world. Things are moving faster in our lives, and work and social stresses can make us tired, stressed, and angry quickly. But try to ask yourself every day, how did I behave today? For a few minutes, what can I do better tomorrow to get better? This habit not only helps us keep our feelings in check, but it also makes our minds stronger and more peaceful. Some very successful people like Bill Gates and Oprah Winfrey make it a habit to think about and rate themselves every day. This helps them keep their life in balance. Of course, people get angry sometimes, but we can control it if we fully understand it. Finding the root reasons of our bad feelings through self-reflection is the key to letting go and not letting anger run our lives anymore. Marcus Aurelius said, "You can always choose not to have an opinion. You should never stress out or worry about things you can't change. Always remember yourself how important inner peace is. That way, we will never let anger take over our lives again." Right now, are you ready to ask yourself, what made you mad today? What can you learn from that to be more calm tomorrow? You can share your story and thoughts in the comments. Number 3, practice mindfulness. Have you ever thought about why it's so easy to get angry when you have a busy, stressed life? Small things make us lose our cool, and we let them rule our whole emotional state. Here, mindfulness, which is an important part of Stoic theory, shows up as a powerful way to help us get back to calm and control our emotions. Stoic says that mindfulness is more than just meditating. It's a state of being deeply aware of the present moment. We need to know what we're thinking, how we're feeling, and why these things happen. Something Epictetus said was true. What matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it. And this makes a point of showing that anger or worry are not caused by outside events, but by how we respond to them. As long as we are aware and change how we respond, we will find peace within ourselves. As you drive down a busy street, someone suddenly cuts you off. For many, the first thing that comes to mind is anger, and they might yell or say something hurtful. Mindfulness, on the other hand, would help you stop and realize that your anger is not really about what the other driver did, but about how you reacted to it. You really can't change how the other person acts. You can only change how you take things. Being mindful helps us stop reacting right away and give ourselves time to take charge. It makes us think about things like, why am I mad? Do I really need to be so angry? What the driver did might not have been meant for me, and how would keeping calm help me? These questions can help you get past your feelings and find the peace of mind you need to make smart choices. A simple way to practice mindfulness in your daily life is to pay attention to your breath, stay in the present moment, and fully experience your feelings as they come up. Ask yourself, is this anger worth it? Why am I letting this feeling take over my whole mind? These questions not only bring you back to the present, but they also stop you from letting out bad feelings over time. One of the most famous Stoic thinkers, Marcus Aurelius, said, "If you are upset about something outside of yourself, the pain is not from the thing itself, but from how you think about it, and you can change this at any time." One of the most important lessons in Stoic thought is shown here. The outside world is out of our control, but we have full power over how we respond to it. Being mindful helps us learn to keep our thoughts in check, so we don't get caught up in bad feelings like anger. Mindfulness isn't about getting rid of all your feelings. It's about being aware of them and choosing how to react in a healthy way. If you learn to stop, think, and not let your feelings get the best of you, you will not only find inner peace but also build strong self-discipline that will help you get through life's difficulties. Do you want to stay calm the next time you feel angry? Will you choose mindfulness? The fourth thing is to accept silence. These days, quiet seems like something from another time. We are caught up in a storm of work, knowledge, and endless activities. People are always on the go, looking for something to do or accomplish. They forget that sometimes the best way to be strong is to be quiet, to stop, and to be still. Stoic philosophy stresses that silence is not just peace on the outside, but a deep state of mind in which one can control themselves and be at peace with their thoughts. Being able to accept silence is something we need to learn and work on. The silence here isn't just a break in the action of life. It's a choice to look inside and face one's experiences and ideas. This is not the same as being alone. To embrace silence, you don't have to shut out the world. You just have to learn how to live in it without letting it bother your inner peace. How long has it been since you did something really important like stop and listen to yourself? How long have you lived without noticing the noise and the amount of information that is all around you? We forget that being still helps us hear our minds, which helps us see the little things we miss when we're busy. You can sometimes find the best answers to your problems when you're alone. Today, meditation is a real-life example of a method that has been scientifically proven to have positive effects on the brain, helping to lower stress and improve mental health. People don't meditate to get answers right away. They do it to get back to balance and understanding in the quiet. There, thoughts don't go in the same direction they usually do, and the mind is free of all other things. Peace and understanding come from being still. Stoic thought also stresses how important it is to be quiet when things go wrong. When we are quiet, we learn not to respond quickly to problems or criticism. We don't have to react emotionally. We can pause, watch quietly, and decide what to do. Imagine that you are having a tough time in your life because of a problem with a coworker, stress from family, or personal problems. If you let your anger or stress take over, you might lose control and make bad choices. But when you stop, think, and find silence, everything becomes clearer. You know that there is a way out of every problem, as long as you calm down and don't let your feelings get in the way of your thinking. Not only is silence a way to rest, it's also an important part of growing as a person. We can learn to notice our feelings and thoughts without having them take over when we are in silence. We also learn more about ourselves in silence, which helps us make better decisions about our behaviors and feelings. When you accept quiet, outside things will no longer bother you as much. That's where you'll find real peace. Let's take a moment to thank you for being with us so far in this video trip before we move on to lesson number 5. We can learn and grow at any time, and the fact that you are here with us, hearing and thinking with us, is a huge gift that I value every second. Please click like and share on this movie to help us get these important lessons out to even more people. Each share is a small but important thing to do, just like the timeless lessons that Stoicism offers. Also, don't forget that the next part has lesson number 5 waiting for you. Let's keep learning about and accepting these timeless pieces of knowledge. Once more, thank you for all of your help. 5. Learning to be grateful. One of the main ideas in Stoic thought is that being grateful is a way to find inner peace and control your emotions. Being thankful is not only a good way to keep your mind calm, but it can also help you get over anger and other bad feelings. But why is being thankful so important, and how can we show it every day? Stoic thinkers say that being grateful is more than just noticing the good things in life. In this quote, we are told to accept everything that comes our way, good or bad. One of the great Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, said, "When you wake up in the morning, think of what a precious gift it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, and to love." This isn't just a friendly warning. It's a rule for how we should light show of our lives. It's easy to complain and point the finger when things don't go as expected. But Stoic philosophy tells us that every problem is a chance to grow. Imagine beginning each day by being thankful for what you already have instead of thinking about what you still need to do. Have you ever taken the time to enjoy the little things that are important in life, like your health, a warm home, or even a simple meal that your body needs? When we stop thinking about what we don't have and start thinking about what we do have, anger and other negative emotions slowly leave our thoughts. In Stoic thought, gratitude also has a deeper meaning. Not only should we be thankful for the good things, but also for the hard things that happen to us. When things don't go our way, we shouldn't get mad and fight fate. Instead, we should learn to see problems as lessons that life is trying to teach us. For instance, when someone treats you badly, don't get mad. Instead, be thankful that they taught you how to be patient and forget. When you fail at work, be thankful that it taught you something that will help you get better. Gratitude isn't just something you think about, it's also something you do. Writing down things you're thankful for every day is one way to develop gratitude. Keeping this habit helps you keep a good attitude and stay out of a cycle of anger. People who are successful often say that they start their day by writing down 3 things they are thankful for. This habit has not only helped them be successful, but it has also helped them stay balanced and happy in life. Finally, being grateful isn't just a choice. It's an important skill to have for life. To get over being angry, we need to learn how to change our thoughts from bad things to good things about what we already have. Think about what you should be thankful for but aren't, because you take it for granted. When you face problems, can you see them as chances to grow as a person instead of as things that are getting in the way? This is how powerful being thankful really is. It not only makes us calm, but it also works on all of our feelings. Sixth, having faith in the natural order. Have you ever thought about why some things in life just seem out of your hands? We often have to deal with things we don't want to happen, like losing a big job, breaking up with someone we love, or even major life problems. Don't get angry, blame others, or fight these things. Does that help? The answer is no, according to Stoic thought. We are taught to believe in the universe's natural order, which is something we can't change, but can learn to accept and enjoy. To show this, let's use a different case. Let us say you're on a long flight and everything starts out fine. The plane starts to shake violently all of a sudden as it hits turbulence. People are scared and holding to their seats, and some are even mad at the crew for making them wait. But if we really think about it, the weather or air conditions that affect the plane are not something that anyone on board can change. We don't have to freak out or get angry. We can just accept what's happening and put our trust in the crew's skills. They are trained to deal with situations just like this. This shows us how important it is to accept the natural order. Things happen to us because that's how the world works, not because we did something wrong. It makes us less angry and gives us peace of mind when we trust this. We can handle the ups and downs of life without getting angry, just like the plane can handle rough air without freaking out. But let's talk more about our everyday lives. Have there ever been times when it seemed like everything you did was for nothing, or when nothing went as planned? Bad feelings tend to take over quickly when things don't go our way. Just ask yourself, does getting angry help you change things? Or does believing that everything happens for a reason free your mind? When we learn to respond quietly, we not only lose some of our anger, but we also find peace inside. Just like a pilot in a storm, they have to stay calm and believe that they can control what's going on around them. Stoicism tells us that life is a flow, and we shouldn't fight it. Instead, we should learn to trust and accept what the world gives us. When we believe in the natural order, we let go of our anger and reach a state of peace that lets us deal with any problem with ease. We just talked about how important it is to trust in the natural order, which is a key part of both success and psychological growth. The power of forgiveness is another very useful tool we'd like to show you. Let's watch the next part of the video to learn more about the magical power of forgiveness. The power to forgive is number 7. It's a good thing to forgive someone, but it's also very hard to do. Stoics believe that forgiving others is a very strong trait because it helps us heal our relationships with them and frees us from the prison of hate. Stoicism says that forgiving someone is not a sign of weakness, but of inner power and emotional control. But why is it so important to forgive? How can it change our lives? Everyday life is full of painful events, like when a friend betrays us, when we don't understand each other in a relationship, or when we are treated unfairly at work. When bad things happen, our first instinct is to hold on to anger and hate, thinking that these emotions will keep us safe. But does anger really keep us safe? Or does it become a load that slows us down and keeps us from finding peace? Holding on to hate makes our thoughts heavier, and we lose the ability to think straight. Not only does forgiving someone ease our minds, it also helps bring balance back to our lives. Stoicism says that we should forgive because we understand and care, not because we are weak or afraid. Louis Zamperini was an Olympic athlete and soldier in World War II. After his plane was shot down over the Pacific Ocean, he lived drifting at sea for 47 days before being captured and put in a war camp. This story shows how powerful forgiveness can be. He had to deal with years of bad treatment, especially from a jail guard known as the Bird. This police officer made Zamperini's life very hard all the time, causing him physical and mental pain. When Zamperini got back to the US after the war, he was very angry about what had happened. He was angry for years, and it caused problems in his personal life and in his marriage. But Zamperini's life changed when he went to a speech and realized that the only way to get rid of the heavy weight of his past was to forgive. He chose to forgive everyone who hurt him, even the police officer, the bird. Even more, Zamperini planned to meet up with the people who had hurt him in the camp to say sorry. The officer never agreed to meet up. But what mattered most was that Zamperini was at peace with himself. He once said, "Forgiveness is the kindness of hate. I was finally free when I let go." But think about this. Who gains the most when we forgive? Who do we forgive if not ourselves? In fact, we are the ones who benefit most from forgiving others. When we forgive others, we can let go of our anger and hate and find peace again. You can only understand how powerful this act is if you have ever felt relieved after forgiving someone. To do this is not only to help others, but also as a gift to ourselves. In the end, according to Stoicism, forgiving someone does not mean ignoring what they did wrong or forgetting the lessons they learned. It's not about forgetting when we forgive. It's about deciding not to let anger and hate run our lives. When we choose to forgive, we have complete power over our thoughts and feelings. We will find real peace and quiet when we do that. Will you choose to forgive to break free from the chains of hate? When it comes to strength, will you choose to forgive over being angry? Remember that forgiving others is one of the most powerful things you can do. It's also the best thing you can do for yourself. There are times in life when getting angry seems like the only thing that makes sense. Stoic thought, on the other hand, teaches us that anger does nothing but hurt us and cause us pain. Stoicism tells us that no matter what, staying calm is the best way to control our feelings and our lives. We can't change what happens in the outside world, but we can change how we react. Remember that you are beating yourself every time you choose to be cool instead of angry. Every time you forgive and accept something, it's one step closer to freedom and peace. When we really understand and follow this theory, life gets easier and we can deal with any problem with a calm heart. That's for sure. You'll never need to be angry again once you understand how powerful Stoicism is. You will approach life with peace, confidence, and kindness, which are the very traits that will make you truly happy and at peace. Please leave a comment with a 1 to let us know you liked the movie. Don't like it? Leave a 0 in the comments so we can make this content even better for you.